Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 16 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. In yesterday's episode, we debuted a new team built by Enosh, who also got second with this team at Massachusetts Regionals. Huge shout outs to him for allowing me to use it. I wanted to use it because I think it's really innovative. It features Assault Vest Rayquaza and Special Groudon, which is really fun. So thanks to him for allowing me to use it, and go follow him on Twitter. Link that in the description below. But we're going to find Dominic for our first opponent of the day. And as always, if you enjoy Road to Rank, please share support by leaving a like in the video. Would really appreciate it. In addition, I know the audio has been a little bit messed up the last couple of days in terms of ratios between my narration and music, so try to fix that for this one. Let me know if it actually is better or whether I should continue to work on it. I think I adjusted the ratios well enough, but not sure. Anyway, Dominic here is rocking a pretty scary looking team of Rayquaza Xerneas, so no Primal on my opponent's end, which is typically pretty surprising. Weavile, Smeargle, Landers, and Cress. So, Smeargle is obviously the Pokemon that always jumps out. I think Kangaskhan's actually really good here because of the ability to just Power Up Punch, knock out the Weavile, and then Double Edge, maybe knock out the Smeargle. Ferrothorn's actually really good here if I can avoid a potential Fire type from Rayquaza. I'm not sure how much I actually want Groudon here. Groudon's not too great against the Xerneas, a Groudon, and a Rayquaza. So I'm actually, might not be bringing Groudon here. I could bring my own Weavile, which is actually quite tempting given that he's got two Pokemon weak to Ice type attacks. Cress is tempting. I want Cress for the Thunder Wave. Actually, I like full offense here though. Gonna go Kangaskhan, Weavile, Ferrothorn, Rayquaza. Yeah. So there are a bunch of goals in this game. One is to definitely just knock out Rayquaza. And if I can do that, then I think Ferrothorn can just kind of wall through everything my opponent has. Although it does have to watch out for potential double targets and like a +2 Moonblast. But I do have the dual Fake Out option here, which is kind of fun. Kangaskhan Weavile here against the Landorus and the Weavile. Okay. So he's going to get an Intimidate off, obviously. I actually don't know what ability he has here on the Kangaskhan. So this is kind of interesting because you have to Fake Out one of my two Pokemon. So I either get the Power Up Punch off here. And you can see Enosh's moveset here. He actually has Fake Out and Protect, which is quite cool. Oh, he's scrappy though. Okay, so that doesn't allow me to make some cool plays. I think I'm just going to Pup here. And Icicle Crash. Because Icicle Crash still knocks out Landorus. Oh, he could be Scarf though. Yeah, if I were Inner Focus here, that actually would have been nice because I get the free Power Up Punch off. He's going to Fake Out Weavile. Okay, do we see a U-turn? He is Scarf too, wow. But he targets down Kangaskhan. Interesting. Maybe expecting, it's like, okay, I either get some guaranteed damage off and I really want to switch out. Maybe expecting Protect, but it does mean I get a Power Up Punch off and I do get to +1. Although, presumably he'll be bringing the Landers back in after this Power Up Punch. I think Power Up Punch knocks out Weavile here, even at -1. Let's see. It might not actually, which I would rather have. But nope, actually just picks up the knockout there. So Weavile goes down. We do see Xerneas and Landorus, both which Ferrothorn has a pretty nice time against. So, you know, it's a good start to the game, for sure. But still got a long way to go. He's going to bring in Landorus once again. Not much of a surprise. Gotta make you wonder whether he's rocking Superpower or not. Though Scarf Superpower doesn't knock me out, I believe. Could Geomancy here. Or Protect. You shouldn't Protect Earthquake though, doesn't make much sense. I think I definitely want to switch Weavile out into Ferrothorn here. But I do want to knock off to eliminate him being able to Geomancy. Maybe I'll Double Edge and knock off. Knowing I'm probably going to lose one of my two Pokemon. He does go for the Superpower onto Weavile. Okay. Now what does Xerneas do? Does he just Moonblast or does he Geomancy? Maybe I should have switched out into Ferro then. But that means this next turn Ferrothorn has a really good time. Let's see how much this Double Edge does. Wow, that's a lot of damage. That might actually just be an Extreme Speed KO range at this point. And he Geomancies as well. Nice. Okay. So, I figured he was going to Geomancy there, which is why I didn't want to play too passive. So I kind of went all in there. And I figured, okay, Superpower doesn't knock out Kangaskhan because you don't have a Life Orb or a Choice Band boost. But, you know, this game's still not over. It's not a position where I'm like, okay, I've won this. But now I definitely bring in Rayquaza. The question here is, does he withdraw his Landorus? Because I think the play for you to make, or my opponent to make, is protect Xerneas, switch out Landorus, I think. So I could go really risky and double edge that slot. I think I'm actually going to do that. Oh shoot, I already Mega Evolved with King. Ooh, that's bad. I forgot about that. Not sure if Extreme Speed knocks out Xerneas. That's bad. Do I still want to commit to this play? I'm going to go for it. He does switch out. Okay, does Xerneas protect? Either way, I mean, if Extreme Speed knocks out the Xerneas, then that would be fantastic. He does protect, okay. But the thing is, now he can shuffle in the Intimidate once again. I don't know how much Double Edge does here. Does it knock it out? Oh, it comes so close. Just falls short of the knockout, though. Now this is interesting. Because could Extreme Speed, but he could switch Rayquaza out into Landorus to get the Intimidate off, which is my main fear, and which is what I think I would go for. So I think I'm actually gonna protect here and switch out into Ferrothorn. Yeah, he does pull that play off. Okay. So that's good. But this next turn's still going to be really tricky because he's got a Landorus with Superpower, and my Ferrothorn's going to be taking some damage here as well. If I had Sucker Punch, I'd probably Sucker Punch and Extreme Speed the Xerneas, but I obviously don't have it because I have Protect. Maybe I should have sacked Kangaskhan there. He's going to Gleam. Yeah, that's kind of troublesome there. I mean, based off how much that Double Edge did, I feel like Extreme Speed should knock out Xerneas, but if not, man, that's troublesome. I really wish that if that Double Edge also knocked out the Rayquaza, that would have been so nice. The question here is, do I withdraw Kangaskhan back out into Rayquaza? I don't think so. I think here I might have to just sacrifice Kangaskhan, which sucks, but... Double Edge and Protect. He's not protecting either. Good play. Oh, he might U-turn out, actually. No, he's just going to Gleam, though, and not switch out. I mean, he could still U-turn, obviously, but... he does Superpower. Okay. So now I bring in Rayquaza. I don't think I have much of an option here other than to just Extreme Speed Xerneas. Do I Gyro Ball? Yeah, I guess I Gyro Ball. Yeah, I'm just gonna withdraw. And probably protect Xerneas as well. But he doesn't know I'm Assault Vest. That could make a difference as well. So if I had like something like Swords Answer, maybe I could have pulled something off, but not the case. A Gyro Ball is going to come out and knock out the Rayquaza. And that's why Rayquaza hanging out with that little HP is a big deal, because it meant that my opponent could reshuffle when the Intimidate. But, you know, well played there at my opponent's end. Ferrothorn's almost back at full HP, though. I don't know. Maybe he can Moonblast. But if he Moonblasts and Superpowers, then I just knock out Xerneas. So here you have the Dazzling Gleam, I think. You Dazzling Gleam and probably just go for a Superpower. Let's see. If he rock slides, no, he has the superpower here. So I'm gonna Dragon Ascent, and I think I double up on Zern here. Yep, he Dazzling Gleams. Can Rayquaza hang on with the Assault Vest? Let's see. Oh, it doesn't. I was kind of expecting it to. I think that might be a roll, actually. I remember Enosh told me that calc. Wow, he actually goes for the Rock Slide instead of Superpowering. That's... Maybe he was expecting the Assault Vest and expecting me to hang on, which I can understand, but that means now I just win the game. He has to go for Superpower for damage output there. I think, okay, yeah, based on the fact that I hung on with that much HP, like, I still would have won the game. Maybe, yeah, then maybe Rock Slide was his play there, because then I would just be able to protect, which I am going to do here. Superpower brings him down to -1 attack and defense. I get a Leech Seed or a Gyro Ball off, and I should be able to win the game, because he's decreasing his defenses. So, should be able to close this one out. Let's see. I mean, at this point his play is for timer. But he's not going for it, which I can respect. He's just going to go for flinches. Doing negligible damage since he's Choice Scarfed. Leech Seed connects, which means I should seal it up. But, wow, that was a really intense one. Yeah, not sure on the calc there. I'm not Mega, though, so yeah, it probably wasn't a roll. Probably just was a knockout by itself. I think he might have said that was, like, before the Geomancy. I don't remember, though. Still learning with the Assault Vest Ray. Now he can't even use Timer to his advantage, actually, because I'm just going to heal back, and he's going to forfeit. So, yeah, really intense first game there. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull that off, but, you know, Scarf Landers there. Pretty surprising to see, since most Landerses in this format seem like they're Life Orb, Choice Banded, not the Assault Vest variant we saw, you know, dominate in late 2015, but Scarf Landers obviously has been historically one of the best Pokemon in VGC. Landers in general are just one of the best Pokemon, and that was a really, really close game. So, a lot of fun one. I mean, just a lot of fun there. I had a blast, and well played by my opponent. Xerneas is just always so scary to deal with, but that's why Ferrothorn is such an important Pokemon on this team. So, it's going to be it for this first one, and we're just going to look for our second game of today's episode. I think, other than that, yeah, I mean, that late game really came down to, do you have enough firepower to knock out my Ferrothorn? And I thought maybe a combination of, like, Dazzling Gleam or Moonblast and Superpower would put me in another KO range. But I suppose at that point, I think maybe my opponent's play there is to actually... actually, no, I mean, yeah, the Rock Slide there makes sense, right? Because you're hoping for a flinch. If you get the flinch, then your Xerneas can just target down my Ferrothorn the following turn. So, I can understand why he went for that instead of Superpower, and I think Rock Slide actually ends up being the right play, but unfortunately for him, he missed. So, you know, he had a decent chance there. He had to connect and get the flinch, but not the case. Gonna find a Japanese opponent with a rating of 16-1 for our next opponent. This time rocking a team of, looks like the Big Six variant here with Clefairy over Salamence, but otherwise Kang, Smeargle, Talonflame, Xerneas, Groudon. And I always think this is pretty scary because of Smeargle. Especially because he's got his own Kangaskhan this time, which makes things a little bit trickier. And, you know, normally against Xerneas, it feels like, okay, I need to bring Ferrothorn and have a good late game with Ferrothorn, but Ferrothorn has a tougher time in this matchup. Crest would be nice for Tailwind, but he's got Redirection. I think I might just go Kang, Groudon. Weavile's not that great here. Ferrothorn Crest, maybe? Or, sorry, Ferrothorn Rayquaza. But if I bring Kang and Rayquaza, I can't Mega Evolve Rayquaza then. But I think I still have... Like, Rayquaza still helps out so much here, especially with Waterfall, against both Groudon and Talonflame. So we'll see how this one goes. I think this is just a really scary matchup because of the Clefairy being able to redirect, and that changes the matchup significantly from the original Big Six matchup, which obviously just has Salamence. So I'll go Kang Groudon, and I am max speed Groudon, so even if he brings his Kangaskhan, if he doesn't go for Fake Out, I could get an Eruption off. It looks like he actually is going to opt for Kangaskhan and Talonflame. This is pretty scary. I'm not sure if I could have really led any better here, though. Like, maybe a Crest, but That's as good as a lead as I could have asked for. It's just, do you have Quick Guard? Eliminating Talonflame is actually a big deal because then it means he's got Groudon and Xerneas in the back. If I beat the Groudon, then Ferrothorn could win. I might just double edge Eruption here, honestly. I mean, he has access to Quick Guard. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna go for the Fake Out play because regardless of who I'm Fake Out, he could either Quick Guard or have Inner Focus. And if I eliminate Talonflame, that just means Ferrothorn has a better time to clean up the game in the late game. But this is obviously risky. I mean, if this Kangaskhan goes for a non-attack and I win the speed tie, then I could actually pick up a double knockout here. So this is gonna be a really intense first turn. But he actually just goes for the Fake Out onto Groudon. Probably a Tailwind coming out. Oh, he actually Will-O-Wisps. Wow. Not a move I was expecting to see there on Talonflame, but a very good one. And one that makes this a lot trickier now. Although Double Edge gets a crit there in the second half and almost just picks up the knockout still, which is ridiculous. Whoever Talonflame targets will probably faint from recoil. Although you could Brave Bird and Double Edge Groudon, which is what I would do. You could also Flare Blitz it. So I'm actually going to Double Edge Kang and switch out into Ferrothorn, hoping that the Kangaskhan, falls into a trap. But that was a really good first turn from my opponent. You don't typically see Will-O-Wisps on Talonflames. Typically it's like Brave Bird, Flare Blitz, Quick Guard, Tailwind, sometimes with Protect on it. But bulky Talonflame with Will-O-Wisp was actually in the top 8 of US Nationals back in 2014 on Jody's team. And that was really cool to see. It's not a move that is like completely unseen in VGC, and that was a really good use of it. So I could have gone for a Fake Out and just traded damage first turn. We'll see what my opponent goes for here. He actually goes for the Tailwind, smart play there as well. Let's see what Kangaskhan targets. Gonna be the Double Edge. I hope that means it's going into Ferrothorn. Nope. He wins a speed tie too. That's actually really bad. If I Eruption there, I actually could have just picked up... Nah, probably not a double knockout. Although Kangaskhan does take a lot of recoil there. A great play by my opponent. Probably expecting a Protect there. It does allow me to bring in the Rayquaza. So, just gonna Extreme Speed Gyro Ball, I think. But my opponent's definitely outplayed me these first 2 turns. I just didn't want to take a... Like, if you Brave Bird Double Edge there and Groudon faints, then the matchup becomes even harder. Like, Kangaskhan's less important than Groudon there. But he made a perfect play and would have liked to win the speed tie there. I mean, he won both speed ties, so the first one obviously doesn't matter. But that's what happens when you have Kangaskhan versus Kangaskhan. I actually do get the Extreme Speed off here, though. That's good, especially if... Well, let's see what Kangaskhan goes for here. Probably a Double Edge. Pup would be great. Nope, just gonna be Double Edge. I'm gonna take so much damage here. Oh, he crits me, too. That's game, actually, probably. Well, that blows. It's not over yet, but he's got 2 more turns of Tailwind. It actually comes down to whether he hits Precipice Blades or not, I think. Unless he's Special Groudon. Or unless he didn't bring Groudon, which I would be absolutely shocked by, because you need Groudon to beat Ferrothorn. Yep, that's going to be Clefing Groudon? Oh, he didn't bring Xerneas. Even smarter. Nice. If it was like Clef and Xern, that would have been really great to see, but not the case. Yeah, I really needed Ray. That crit Double Edge. I'm not sure if it matters here. I feel like my opponent just played very well those first 2 turns, and, not sure how much better I could have done, because Will-O-Wisp isn't something I was expecting to see. I mean, here, do you Precipice Blades? That's a question. Because it's not over yet on my end. Or do you just Eruption? Follow me. I guess I'll Earth Power here, in case he somehow gets careless. Earth Power Gyro Ball, I guess. He does follow me. Which is the right play. Oh, he actually Fire Punches. I mean, even if I protected there, he could just Fire Punch next turn. Unless Earth Power somehow has a 2 KO on Clef. Oh, that's so close, actually. If I got a special defense drop, it definitely would be. I mean, I'll protect here. Because what it comes down to is... I stall out Tailwind because it ends his turn, and he misses Precipice Blades. And I get the Eruption to knock out Clef. Yeah, he's relying on Precipice Blades, so it's going to come down to does he hit Precipice Blades. I assume we speed tie here too, though, so that's pretty bad. But I think I have to hope I win a speed tie, and he misses Precipice Blades. Get the Eruption off, that's good. Should knock out Clef, I think. As it does. Okay! Does he hit Precipice Blades? He does. Good game to my opponent. This was a best of one where I felt like... I mean, it ended pretty quickly, right? And it didn't feel like I was getting outplayed constantly. But... One, I mean, the first 2 turns he made very good plays. Getting the WoW off against Kangaskhan, and once again, I'm fine with my decision to double edge there. And like in a best of 3, I definitely would be, now it's like, okay, now I know you have WoW, and probably not Quick Guard, because he didn't use Quick Guard when I tried to Extreme Speed. And then that second turn where he was smart enough to double up into Kang, and I could have capitalized by getting an Eruption off, which obviously wasn't the case. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, if he didn't get the crit there on Rayquaza, maybe I could have been able to pull something off there, because the Rayquaza, I think, is bulky enough to hang on from that double edge, and that could make a difference because it ensures I get another attack off, and Rayquaza with access to Waterfall also means I could knock out or do a lot of damage to Groudon in the late game. But I'm content with that, given that, you know, my opponent had a bunch of like niche surprises that he pulled out. Really, the Will-O-Wisp, man, that was the biggest one. But other than that, yeah, I could have played the second turn better by just staying with Groudon, but once again, I mean, that's so risky. So one of those games where like one surprise really made the difference, and then maybe a critical hit, not sure how much that really mattered, but really well played by my opponent. You know, obviously I'm still learning with the team as I go along, so I'm okay splitting games 1 and 1 as long as I get some good valuable learning experience, which that definitely was. So definitely going to want to keep it up and learn, and then, you know, try to really use the knowledge and get into the 1800s in the last couple of episodes of the week. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, leave a like if you did, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, peace.